Hey there, Licknriffers, how you doing? Welcome to another full fingerstyle arrangement lesson right here on Licknriff. You liked the previous Disney song, so you've asked for more Disney, so can you feel the love tonight? First, I'm gonna play it for you so you can see and hear how the arrangement goes, and then we're gonna break it down lick by lick with tabs right here on the screen as usual. It goes like this, enjoy. First, the chorus and two different endings for the chorus. Okay, so the intro starts with a C chord, so you can either pick strings 1, 5, or the whole chord, strings 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay? You've got a choice. Depending on your own personal style and taste, you can pick the chord or just the melody with the bass note. Okay? Anytime you see it in the tab. Then, after the C chord, you pick a G over B chord. Now, a G over B chord is just a normal G chord, okay, with this voicing, with 3 on the second string, okay, the D note. And it's just without the 6th string. So you start with the B note, 2 on the A string, okay, that's G over B. So you can either put the chord on and pick strings 2 and 5, or put the chord on without the 6th string and pick strings 2 and 5. Makes no difference. And then you pick the E string, okay, on 3. So you get C, then G over B. Okay, got it? Then you have F. Again, you put the F chord and you can pick strings 1 and 6 or 1, 2, 3, and 6. For a fat sound or a thin sound, depending on your style and personal taste. Then you have a C chord again, but now you have a melody line on the first string. So you pick 3 on the 5th string and 1, 0 on the E string. Then 1 on the 2nd string, then the open 3rd string. So you got this. Got it? Then F again. Now your melody note now is the 3rd string on 2. So either pick that with the bass note or pick strings 3, 4, and 6 or 3, 4, 5, and 6. For the chord sound, then another C chord. You pick strings 3 and 5, and then strings 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you get then D minor, just a straight arpeggio, strings 4, 3, 2, 1. Then again G with the D note with 3 on the 2nd string, and you can pick strings 2 and 6, 2, 3, and 6, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Depending on your own preference. And that's the intro. Pretty simple, right? C, G over B, F, C, F again, C again, D minor, G. That's the intro. The verse starts with this lick. Starts with an F chord, but you want to put it on like this. 2 on the 3rd string using your 2nd finger, and the thumb for the F bass note, 1 on the 6th string. Now, why is that? Because you want to keep your fingers free to play the melody that comes next. On the 2nd string, you have 0, 1, 3. Okay, so instead of playing this and letting go of the chord, you put this on, and then you have fingers free to pick it while the chord still rings. Now this is not a chord per se, but it's a chord outline. It's a third. So it's an octave and a third if you want to get technical, but let's not get technical. Takes all the fun out of it. So the F chord outline, and then 0, 1, 3 on the 2nd string. Then you have a C chord again, and you play strings 2 and 5, then the 3rd string. And then you play everything again, just without the G string at the end. Right? Up to the C chord, the C octave actually, because you're not playing the chord. But you can, again, depending on your own preference, you can play the chord, you can play the chord, or just the C octave. Then you play the first line again, including the G string, and then add the E string at the end. Okay, so 3 different variations on the same line. F, C, G string. F, C without the G string, then F, C with the G string at the end and an additional E note. So 3 F, C sequences. And then you have D minor. And again, you can either pick strings 1 and 4 or the whole chord. And then the open E string, 3 on the second string, you have it in the chord. Then the open E string again. Then 3 on the second string again with G. Okay? So that's the first ending of the line. Then you play the first couple of F-C variations with the G string and without the G string. Then you play the F line again, and then you play the A string with 1, 0 on the E string. Then 1 on the second string, 2 on the third for an A minor arpeggio. But you start it with 1 on the E string. Okay? So F, A minor. Then you have B flat, but you don't put the chord on because again you need to play 1, 0 on the E string. So you put 2 fingers on, 1 and 1 on strings 1 and 5. Then you play an open E string. Then, just like the D minor G line, you play 3 on the second string, open E string, okay, with the B flat bass still ringing, and then the same G chord with 3 on the second string, and you're done with the verse. So F, C, a second time, a third time. Don't forget the high E string. Then D minor, G. Then the first iterations of F-C, the first couple of iterations. With the G string and without the G string. Then F again, A minor, B flat, G. And that's the verse. Now for the chorus. The chorus starts with a C chord. So you put the C chord on with 3 on the E string, a high G note. So you get this C voicing. So you play the second string on 1, okay, a C note. Then you play strings 1 and 5 or the chord. So you get this. Or this. Then open E string. Then the G chord with 3 on the second string. Then 3 on the E string, then A minor. Now again, you can play strings 1 and 5 or the chord. Then 1 on the second string, and then 2 on the third string with the F bass. So you can do this. Just add the thumb on 1 on the E bass string for this. Okay? Instead of changing the whole chord. So you get this. Okay? Just take the first finger off and add the thumb on the bass instead of having to change the whole chord and having the notes stop, okay, abruptly. And that way you keep the notes ringing throughout the melody line. Then you have C, just a straight arpeggio, strings 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then you have this. Okay, it's a descending bass line. Okay, so you play strings 1 and 4 on 1 and 3. Okay, 1 on the E string, 3 on the D string. Okay, it's an F octave. Then 2 on the D string. Then open first and fourth strings. Then 3 and 3 on strings 2 and 5. Technically it's a C9, C add 9 outline, but again, let's not get technical. Then the G bass note, while this note is still ringing, the D note. So again, 1 and 3 on strings 1 and 4, 2 on the D string, open first and fourth strings, 3 and 3 on strings 2 and 5, then the G bass note. Okay? Then you play the F bass again. Then you have 2 on the 3rd string, open 2nd string. Then the C octave again, 1 and 3 on strings 2 and 5, or the C chord. And then you have 2 G strings. Then it's A minor 7. So you can either play A minor with 3 on the E string, or use this. You're on a C chord. So you just let go of the 5th string and add the pinky on the E string. This is also A minor 7 with an open G string. Your choice, again. You make your own arrangements. I'm just showing you the ropes. So after this, you play the open E string, and then you put on the F chord, and you play strings 2 and 5, then 2nd string, 3rd strings. Okay, like this. It's the same rhythmic approach. It's okay, you can still put it on like this, 1 on the 2nd string, 2 on the 3rd, and the thumb on the bass. Again, depending on what you want to get out of the chord. If you want the whole chord, okay, then you put the whole chord on. Then you have 2 different endings. The first ending is this. Okay, again, it's kind of a walking bass line, but this time with most of the chord notes harmonizing it. So you start with D minor. You can play strings 1 and 4 or the chord. Then C, and again the melody note is on the E string, so you can play strings 1 and 5 or the chord. Then it's D minor again, but the melody note is 3 on the 2nd string, so you play strings 2 and 4, 3 on the 2nd string and the open 4th string. Then the open E string, 2 on the bass to indicate a D over F sharp chord. Okay, this, and an approach note into G. Okay, so again, the D minor, and then open E string, then 2 on the bass, then 3 and 3 on strings 2 and 5, 2 and 6. It's G, not C this time, so it's on strings 2 and 6, or the whole chord again. So that's the first ending. D minor, C, D minor again. Well, technically it's D sus2, but again, let's leave technicality out of it. Then 2 on the bass note and G. I play the 2nd string first and then the G bass note to make it kind of a polyphonic line, but you don't have to. You can play the G chord as it is. Okay, or play 3 on the 2nd string and then the 6th string on 3. So that's the first ending. The second ending is open E string, then D minor and C again. Then the D octave again, 3 on the 2nd string, open D string. But then you have the G bass note, and then 1-1 on the 2nd string, and you put on a C sus4 chord. You put on the C chord and add the pinky on 3 on the 4th string, and you play it any way you want. And then let go of the pinky, back to a C chord, and you play the C chord. So again, D minor, C, D octave, G bass note, 1-1 on the 2nd string, a simple C sus4 arpeggio, any way you want to do it. Okay, down and up, just down, just up, any way that fits your own preference. And then C. So that's the chorus. C, G, A minor, F, C, then the descending bass note line. Okay? And you have a G chord, so you can fill it in. Okay? If you want, again, by a very simple arpeggio. And then F, C, A minor 7, then F, and then the first ending. Okay, and again, you can complete the bar by a simple G chord arpeggio. Then the whole chorus again with the second ending. Start all over again or just finish there. That's a good spot to end. So before you go practice this, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I've got a ton of lessons for free for you to learn, so why not subscribe and join the Licknriff community. In the description below you'll find a link to the tab, also for free, but if you want to give something back to Licknriff, there's a donation button right above the tabs. You can't miss it, and everything goes right back into Licknriff, into making these lessons into your guitar education. So thank you very much. Feel free to share this lesson